So, hello, welcome back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast, and today we are going through some Reddit questions, or things, or sayings, whatever it may be. We're having a look at it. Let me sort out things. Let's go to Reddit and my front page, which mostly consists of, well, actually Stoicism, some philosophical things, and also some self-help Reddit communities or subreddits, so to speak. So yeah, let me show you. Got beaten up by a guy twice, now I'm crying. Seeking stoic advice. Got beaten up by a guy twice by my classmates for no reason, couldn't retaliate back, now I'm crying in bathroom. My head hurts. I feel pathetic and weak, social anxiety is making it worse, and I'm feeling overwhelmingly demotivated now. Don't know what to do. Edit, thanks for everyone for your support, I'm grateful for it. When no one helped me, you people gave advice. Which is one of the most amazing things about Reddit in general. Like, there are certain subreddits, certain communities that do quite help quite everyone. And it is insane, because some people, they do not have someone to talk to. They do not maybe necessarily have the right person to talk to, but online, because there are so many people, chances are very high that you're finding one person that really has some good advice for you and also has some experience in what you are at this time experiencing yourself. So let's actually see what people are saying. There is a mod saying, reminder to users offering advice that seeking stoic advice threats are for advice related to Stoicism. Violations are subject to removal. Added too many violations looking threat. Which is a bit of, well, this is why there's some lock thingy thing here. Comments are locked. Well, let's see what people are saying. And that sucks, I know, I've been there. Remember, this is just a short phase of your life, it gets better. Having been a teacher and a father, I can also tell you that the kids who are bullies do it because something about their life sucks too. Which, I mean, there are probably, well, two things that are in my head. Either people are doing it because it is fun for them, and there isn't necessarily anything wrong, quote unquote, about their life, maybe about their fucking head. Or indeed they are just commentating for their shitty life themselves. They have it bad at home, or they struggle in school, or they just aren't happy with themselves and want to lash out. There's nothing wrong with you, there's something wrong with the kid who beat you up. Don't let it demotivate you, keep pushing to be the best version of yourself. That is your battle every day, to be the best version of you. Lastly, talk to your school guidance counselor, it's their job to solve problems like this. Or like these. And yes, this is truly the case. If it is just, going on from there, if they still keep doing so, I don't know, I wouldn't hesitate to just talk to authorities. Because, I mean, if you cannot handle it yourself, and if it is making your life worse, well, quite obviously, then of course one should say something. It's not about being a pussy or whatnot, it's just really not about that. It is about your life, and it is about your happiness, and it is also about guidance. Because apparently some people do not know their boundaries, and do not know social quote-unquote boundaries. And one needs to teach them the boundaries. Which in the end, I'm just guessing, maybe age between 15 and 20 or something. Well, it is important to know boundaries. It is important to know how things work. And in the end, they probably are going to be happy about that. And maybe they also get help in terms of the problems they're having that leads to them doing these things. Just wondering. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy, by Marcus Aurelius. I also agree that you should be telling people who can't stop this abuse, you are important and you don't deserve this. Yeah, because the best revenge is not to be like your enemy, and not being like your enemy means that you're not that you're not striking back. Of course, self-defense is a thing. and you or one should not, I don't know, I do not want to advise violence. Violence is never an option unless I think it is self-defense. Period. Hurt people hurt people is an adage I've heard. They act out because someone is treating them horribly. It doesn't justify what they do to you in any way, but just understand it is not about you or something you did wrong. You were just unlucky and vulnerable to them. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Once again, short term, tell whatever authority applies here. Principal, police, whoever should be informed. Long term, take a martial art class. Well, I don't know. Once again, self-defense is great if you can do so. If you yourself can feel secure and also make the people that you love from the bottom of your heart secure. It is a great thing. It really fucking is. Something to consider. Still, it should be done in self-defense. Period. Not anything else, I'd say. I haven't stopped thinking about what I did to my best friend. More than a year ago, I ended a 6-year friendship with someone I considered a brother to me. It wasn't a crazy falling out, we just had different political views, but this will play a role in what happened. Let's see. It is a very long one, so maybe it's just a bit of a story time. My girlfriend at the time, who I'm still with now, but can't decide if I want to end things or not yet, is a very political person. I have never really cared about politics growing up. It just wasn't something that often crossed my mind. Call me ignorant or unmotivated, but I just never took up an interest in politics. So naturally, I was friends with all different people across the political spectrum, and I always knew this. Never let politics get in the way of anything, including a strong friendship. However, when I met my girlfriend, I too started reading more about politics and stuff to try and show her that I did care about politics. In doing so, I didn't realize what I would soon do. My girlfriend later found out that my best friend was a supporter of someone she hated, and I'm guessing those reading this can have an idea of who it is. Upon hearing this, I faced constant pressure about cutting him off. I thought about it and felt like I was facing with an ultimatum. Cut off a 6-year friendship or stay with my girlfriend or try to get her to shut up. Long story short, I ended up cutting him off because of our opposing viewpoints. I removed him of everything without ever first stopping to at least talk to him about it first. He later found out I did this a couple of days later, and he was very disappointed and upset. He too shared the same thought process when it came to friends and politics. For the next few months, I felt high and righteous because I thought I had done the right thing. But for who? For myself or for my girlfriend? That was the question that was on my mind in the following months. After a lot of time to think, I reached out to my friend asking if he would be willing to meet up and talk things out. I would buy us some dinner and drinks and we could hopefully resolve it. Understandably, he was not open to that because he said he wasn't ready to be vulnerable with me again and that he lost all trust and respect for me. And I completely agree with him. How could you trust and respect someone that turned your back on you for a girl he only knew, quote unquote, for a little over a year, but could he let me back into his life without the thought of the past, ? Well, it is asking for quite a lot, I'd say. Doing a lot and then asking for a lot. It's been a little over a year since it happened, and not a day has gone by where I haven't thought about it and wishing I had never done that. I wish I had the capacity to realize at the time that friends are forever and they have your back no matter what, as opposed to someone you just recently met in the past year. I had some of the greatest friends and I turned my back on them. Now every time I look at my girlfriend, there is a bit of resentment. I feel as though I never met her, I still would be hanging out with my buddies daily. But I resent myself even more for not having the backbone to stay with the ones who had my back no matter what. True brothers to me. This has been a hard lesson learned, and I wish time machines were real so I could go fix everything and start over. How do I become a better person? ? Edit. I have apologized to my friend and tried to explain the situation as best as I could. and seems like he doesn't want to be friends again, which was a hard pill to swallow, which for me is completely understandable. It's bad and it's sad, but it is understandable. Don't want to say it's correct. It clearly is not necessarily the way I would act, but it's not about me. It's about some other person's feelings. It's about some other person. But yeah, end of story time. With this being said, I'm gonna see you the next time. Wish you the best and see you soon.